Ladies and gents, I am the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to the channel on YouTube.com. It is Sunday, May 8th, 2022. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And this is the official rundown for WWE WrestleMania Backlash or Trashlash, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That is streaming live on Peacock tonight with the pre-show starting at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I really do hate the new format. I hate the fact that they made the pay-per-view start an hour later. The pay-per-view should honestly start at 7 p.m., considering they do 12 to 13 pay-per-views a year. It would work out a hell of a lot better than that. But regardless of that, I'm pretty sure a lot of you didn't even realize that there was a fucking pay-per-view tonight. Regardless, I got to be here, and I needed a guest. And I know he doesn't want to talk about this because, honestly, who the fuck wants to talk about WrestleMania Backlash? Who the fuck wants to talk about anything that the WWE is doing right now? Because the product fucking sucks dick. But regardless of that, I got with me a loyal fan, loyal supporter, good friend, DJ Storms posse member. What's going on over here? What's going on over here? I lost connection to my camera. How the fuck do I lose connection to my camera? Give me a minute. How is that even possible? What's going on over here? All right, hang on 1 second. What is going on over here? What the fuck's going on over here? I don't know what the fuck just happened. How does it lose connection to my camera? Start cam. Start. Come on. What the hell's going on? Here we go. I'm back. Adam just left. Adam, can you come on back in? Let's try that again. Did it work? Here we go. We're back. I think we're back. I think we're good. So hopefully that's not going to happen again. Let's continue on with what we're doing. Like I said, this man, he is a good friend of mine. He's a lifelong wrestling fan, DJ Storms posse member, and I greatly appreciate him taking time out of his day to come and dissect WrestleMania Backlash 2022. Please help me welcome to the channel for the first time ever, actually, Mr. Adam Carl. How you doing, brother?
What's up, bro? It's an honor to be on your show, buddy. I mean, it's an honor, bro.
I greatly appreciate the time that you took out of your day. Definitely means a lot. I wanted to get you on the show for a little bit now. I just haven't really had the time, and there's so many people that I have a laundry list of to collaborate with, and I want to do a lot more collaborations this year. But I greatly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and be on the show. I know you don't want to talk about this, but obviously we have a job to do here, and we have a show to dissect. And I don't really expect a big turnout, if I'm going to be quite honest. I don't expect a big turnout for the show just because of the simple fact that the entire WWE product, I don't really know what we could say that hasn't already been said about the product. It's a terrible product. They don't give a shit. Every show that they put on just is lazy. There's no energy behind it. There's no effort behind it. Even Roman Reigns has fallen off the rails. Cody Rhodes is doing okay, but Cody Rhodes is just one individual. You're not going to make do and make a great show and a great television product with just one individual. There's not many redeeming qualities. There's little to no redeeming qualities about the entire product, but I'm guessing I'm going to have to ask you, what are your thoughts about the overall build for WrestleMania Backlash 2022?
If I could describe the build in one word, non-existent. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, I really don't know what else we could possibly say. I legitimately have no energy. I really don't. I legitimately didn't even want to come on here and stream. I didn't want to come out on here and stream. I was ultimately just going to say, okay, fuck this. I just wanted to relax. I just wanted to eat. I just wanted to spend some time with my family, and I just wanted to take the day off, specifically because of the fact that I've been enjoying these Sundays where I don't have to stream especially considering that everything that the WWE produces is just a complete shit show. But yeah, the build has really been non-existent. This is pretty much a two-match show. It's pretty much a two-match show, and both of those shows happen to be rematches. Legitimately, you know that this show is bad. You know that this show's bad when the only fresh match on the show is Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. That right there, you know that this show is fucking bad. That right there is the cherry on top of the shit Sunday that is WrestleMania Backlash, presented to you by World's Worst Entertainment.
Oh my god, yeah. A show is so bad that the only fresh match is a match that would be lucky to make it to an episode of Main Event.
Well, we're going to do our best. We're going to dissect everything. We're going to preview and predict the 6 matches that are on tonight's card. Obviously, I will not be doing a rewind, as you can see. The next show that's on a Saturday or a Sunday in which I have that Monday off, I think I may very well do a rewind. I'm definitely going to do a rewind for Double or Nothing because I believe I'm off on Memorial Day. I'm going to double check there, but I do believe my job allows me to be off on Memorial Day. I'll double check there, but we have 6 matches to go over, and before we get right into the preview and predictions and all that, I want to know, Adam, where can we find you on social media?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Adam Carl, ADAMCARL 2005. On Instagram as well, at Adam Carl 2005. And you can add me on Facebook.
Be sure to add him on Facebook, follow him on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are in the description, as well as my social media links. Please make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HistoryMakerDJS. It is very, very vital that you do so. Please make sure, if you have not already done so, please make sure to check out the Lightning Flash update from yesterday. It was a fairly short LFU. It only went about 2 hours and 20 minutes, but we dissected 6 weekly shows or 5 weekly shows in one match from NXT UK. NXT UK is pretty much in the same boat as NXT 2.0. They started to add 2.0 superstars to NXT. So that's one way to get people to not watch the show. That goes to show you that NXT UK is just as dead as NXT. And it's a damn fucking shame because there's some damn good talent on that show. But please go check out the LFU. We talked about Tessa Blanchard and how she has become a detriment to herself. She clearly has a fucking attitude problem, and I don't see her getting her shit together anytime soon. And it's very unfortunate considering how good of a professional wrestler she is. Also, we did talk about the WWE Draft and why it makes absolutely no sense that it's returning, and how WWE just completely wasted our times with the entire Brock Lesnar-Roman Reigns feud, having Brock Lesnar take the title from Big E, win it back in the Chamber, he won the Rumble, and Roman Reigns is holding 2 championships essentially for no fucking reason at all. You were better off doing 2 separate world title matches at WrestleMania if the brand split ending was not going to be your ultimate goal with the title unification match or the falsely advertised championship unification match. So we talked about that. Please go check that out if you missed it. Please, if you have not already done so, please make sure that you add me on Facebook. For collaborations and business inquiries, please make sure you send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Be sure to like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook. That is, all of those links are in the description. You can check them out now. You can check them out after the stream. If you want to, on the next video, you'll be able to check them out before the stream as well. They're in the description to all of my videos. Please go and check them out. We are about 9 minutes into the stream. If you haven't already done so, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Please make sure that you hit the like button. It's very vital. hit the like button and share out the stream on all platforms of social media. It is incredibly important that you do so. It gets me views, it gets me likes, it gets me subs, it gets more attention on Adam as well. And if you're a fan of pro wrestling, you'll love Adam Carl over here. So please make sure you share the stream out and let everybody know that DJ Storms and Adam Carl were live on YouTube reluctantly previewing and predicting WrestleMania Backlash 2022. So please make sure you hit the like button, share the stream out on all platforms, social media, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever social media platforms that you may use. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button when you come on in. Helps me out, helps the channel out, and hit the notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube, because whenever I pop up on YouTube, baby, it is the best time to be on YouTube. It is the only time you're going to get to see this glorious sideburn chin strap combo. This beautiful mustache right here. This is our Cole's favorite part of the show right here. And even though I don't want to talk about WrestleMania Trash Lash, we're still going to light it up right here on the channel with a little and a dash of and a whole lot of because everybody wants a piece of the Stormsmeister. Last bit of advertisement. I was at an Independent Superstars of Pro Wrestling show. I was at that show last night in Morristown, New Jersey, in the Menon Arena, which, by the way, holds around 3,000 to 4,000 people. Tony Khan, listen, TK, if you are looking for an extra arena here in New Jersey to host AEW Dynamite, I'm telling you right now, the Menon Arena in Morristown, New Jersey, it is a nice, intimate setting, and I would strongly recommend that you get a potential deal with the Menon Arena, because I think that the Menon Arena would easily sell out. You could easily sell it out. 3,000 to 4,000 people. It would be a great home for AEW Dynamite. Trust me on that. Please. I will be posting the vlog. For the ISPW event that I was at sometime this week, once I have the opportunity to, because obviously my work schedule is a little wonky, but I will be posting that at some point this week. I got to see a lot of great talent. I got to see Homicide. The Bollywood Boys were there. Bushwhacker Luke, the Brooklyn Brawler. I got a picture and a signed photo by Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and I got to take a picture with Mark Henry. Mark Henry is a very generous individual. He is doing phenomenal work in AEW, so shout out to Mark Henry. But TK, if you're looking for a nice intimate arena, the Menon Arena in Morristown, New Jersey. Think about it, TK. Please send it to him. Think about it. Anyway, enough of the self-brand promotion, the advertisements. We're going to get straight into the preview and the predictions for WrestleMania Backlash. Furious Nation, I greatly appreciate you coming on in and joining the chat. Dee Dee, happy Mother's Day to you, and happy Mother's Day to your mother as well. Let's talk about Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. This could very well steal the entire show, and if I'm booking this, I would absolutely have them kick off the show. You want to start the show hot, you kick off with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. That is the best way to do it. It's the best possible match that you could kick off the show with. It's either this or Styles and Edge. And if I'm going to go with a match, I'm going to go with Cody and Rollins, just because of the fact that they put on the best match of the entire night, the entire weekend, across both nights at WrestleMania 38. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, that match should open the show. These two individuals, they've done an admirable job with the feud. I will say that. They've done an admirable job with the feud. The back and forth has been very good. I like how they've been portraying Cody. My only criticism is that his promos have been a little too tame. But other than that, I think Cody Rhodes has been booked very well. And if Cody gets the win here, which he should, then this is only going to add on top of the already admirable booking that WWE has done with Cody. And Cody should easily be in the main event of SummerSlam against Roman Reigns for the World Championship. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Cody wins the championship from Roman Reigns. He holds it going into next year's WrestleMania until we get someone new being built up to win the Rumble and take that title from Cody. And Roman, he can face The Rock without the championship. That match does not need the championship. I am looking ahead towards the future with Cody as the world champion, because if Cody doesn't win the world championship, then his run here in the WWE will ultimately be rendered useless. Cody was brought in to bring in change to the WWE. And in order to do that, in order for the guard to swing in WWE's favor, Cody Rhodes needs to win the world championship. And he should remain undefeated until he inevitably wins the world championship. He should remain undefeated as world champion, and his first loss should come when he inevitably loses that championship. Cody Rhodes needs to beat Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins does not need the win. You can easily put Seth Rollins in Money in the Bank, or you can put Seth Rollins against AJ Styles going into SummerSlam, because I don't see the feud between Edge and Styles lasting until SummerSlam. I would absolutely do Styles and Rollins at SummerSlam as a nice upper mid-card match. Rollins does not need the win here. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, they can kick off the show. Cody will put on a great match with Rollins. I would actually like to see if they could outdo what they did at WrestleMania. I think it should be a very good match and could very well be the match of the night. I'm going with Cody Rhodes to win. There's no reason why Cody Rhodes should lose this. Adam, I'm going to throw it over to you.
Well, I could agree with you there, all for some extent. I mean, I think Cody, he has been built up well, and his promos, they have been pretty good, and his feud with Rollins has been good. And this is actually the one match that has been built very well over the last month for the show. But I gotta go differently, actually. I'm going to have to go with Rollins to win, because I think they might continue their feud, and we could see a Hell in a Cell match between them at the next month. Hell in a Cell is taking place next month, actually. Hell in a Cell is taking place next month.
June 5th.
And I think we could get a third match between Cody and Seth.
Honestly,
their first
we don't need it. If you want to do a Hell in a Cell match, just do Edge and Styles inside Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
That match actually is more deserving of Hell in a Cell than Rollins and Cody. And listen, I hate to agree with you, but I have a feeling they might go Rollins too, but I'm still going with Cody. I'm still going with Cody only because that's the right thing to do.
Well, it can go either way. I mean, their match at WrestleMania was fantastic. I mean, the surprise with Cody is basically one of the best moments all year. The crowd exploded when he came.
Yes.
I mean, their match at Backlash tonight could end up being better than the WrestleMania match because it has as well actual build. But I have to go with Rollins. And
we actually got some conflicting views on that one. Unfortunately, I think Rollins might come out victorious. We don't need a third match, but I'm still going to go with Cody there. Let's move on to the next match, which I actually think that if this is the match order and they give the matches a decent amount of time, it could very well be a fairly decent show if they want it to be. But Cody and Rollins kicks off the show. We go to Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss, which, by the way, as pathetic as it may sound, is legitimately the only fresh match on the show, if you can believe it. It's pathetic. I know, Adam, I know. But Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. Listen, Madcap Moss, he's actually a pretty solid hand. He really is. Madcap Moss actually has potential, but holy shit, they need to get rid of this fucking gimmick. They need it. And listen, he actually cut a pretty decent promo against Corbin. You went through a lot of phases. You were the constable, the general manager elect. You were King Corbin, Happy Corbin. Maybe your next phase, you could be entertaining. That was a pretty decent promo by Madcap Moss. But how can anyone take him seriously when he's out there with the name Madcap Moss? He's coming out to fucking cheap-ass comedy theme music, and he's wrestling in fucking dress shorts, dress shoes, and suspenders. If you want people to take Madcap Moss seriously, you need to ditch this fucking gimmick. Give him something else. Give him something else. Because this shit is not working. It's actually, it's just there. People don't give a shit about it. People are legit silent. People are legit silent when he comes out. No one gave a shit about Madcap Moss or Happy Corbin when they were together, and no one's going to give a shit about them when they're separate. Baron Corbin, he needs to go back to the Lone Wolf. It's Lone Wolf or bust. That was the best Baron Corbin that we've seen. When Baron Corbin won the United States Championship, I was actually very happy that he did. And he had some pretty decent matches as the United States Champion. As a matter of fact, he should have held the title longer than he did. Baron Corbin should not have lost the U.S. title when he did. And the Lone Wolf Baron Corbin, that was the best Baron Corbin. Outside of that, everything that Baron Corbin has done ever since the Lone Wolf character ended has been terrible. Terrible. It's been unbearable. Corbin has been one of the worst acts in the entire industry ever since the Lone Wolf ended. For the last 4 years, he's been one of the worst acts in the entire wrestling industry, and that shit needs to go. Happy Corbin, Constable, it all needs to go. Lone Wolf or bust with Baron Corbin. Now, I will say this. Drew McIntyre and Madcap Moss, they had 2 matches. And they actually surprised the shit out of us. They put on matches that were not that terrible. They put on matches that weren't as bad as expected. Same thing with Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre. That match at WrestleMania went about 9 minutes. That match was not as bad as I expected it to be. Not bad at all. That was actually a better match than Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. Those two put on a better match than Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. So I'm not going to completely write them off. But I honestly believe that this match is going to take place in an arena of dead silence. No one's going to people are going to make barely any noise. No one's going to give a shit. Honestly, I think this is going to be in a fucking dead arena. No one is going to give a shit about this match. I'm not completely writing it off, but holy shit, you have to be out of your fucking mind if you think that anyone gives a shit about this. Now, I'm going with Moss. Just give the victory to Moss and let that be the end of it. God fucking forbid we see these two in fucking Hell in a Cell. God fucking forbid. I think I may have just threw out the worst thing possible out there in the universe, but holy shit, it's not off the table. Nothing's off the table with WWE. You know for a fact that they will not hesitate to do something that is beyond horrible. But I'm going with Moss to win this. Give Moss the victory and let that be the end of it. Get a new character for Moss. Get a new character for Corbin. End that shit and move on to something new. Let's give Moss a serious gimmick and let me see what Moss can do against Ricochet. Ricochet had a couple of decent matches with Sami Zayn and Humberto and Angel Garza not that long ago. Let's give Ricochet some legit competition. No more of this Jinder Mahal and Shanky bullshit. Let's get Ricochet in there with someone like a Madcap Moss with a more serious gimmick. Let's get Ricochet in there with someone like a Shinsuke Nakamura. Let's build a solid fucking mid-card. Let's get LA Knight off of main event and let's get LA Knight in the fucking ring. Not managing fucking Mace. Okay? Let's give Ricochet some legit competition. Moss could be legit competition. Give him a fucking character change. I got Moss here. I got Madcap Moss here. Adam, the floor is yours.
I'm gonna go with Riddick Moss as well. I gotta go with him as well. I mean, he's not all that bad. I mean, he's a decent promo. I mean, he can go as well in the ring. I mean, you take away the ridiculous gimmick they're giving him. He can actually be a good mid-carder for a good challenger for the IC Championship. I mean, this is the other thing. So this is what pains me as well about SmackDown in terms of as much as the show is bad in itself. Like, this is what pains me about the show, because you got a mid card on SmackDown that could actually be good and can actually make the Intercontinental Championship prestigious, and it's just they're not using it to its potential. Like, did you know actually as well there's actually a sad statistic. I mean, I hate to say this, but this is a sad statistic. Did you know that it's been a year since the Intercontinental Championship was defended on a pay-per-view?
That's pathetic.
Yeah. The last time it was defended, listen to this, was at WrestleMania 37, Night 2. And it featured Big E defending the championship against Apollo Crews. Yes, he's still employed. I'm sure that nobody realized that. I know.
Let's get him in the ring with Austin Theory. They could deliver a damn good match for the title.
Yeah, but you had the last time the Intercontinental Championship was defended on paper was Big E against Crews, and that was it. And that was it. The pay-per-view has the title has not been defended at a pay-per-view since then. They wouldn't even book it at WrestleMania this year. That's how much value they
either mid-card title at WrestleMania. None.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's how much value this company sees in the Intercontinental Championship that they wouldn't even put it on WrestleMania's card. They wouldn't even put Ricochet in a ladder match against Pete Dunne or Sheamus. Even if we see that match how many times, they wouldn't even put the IC title at WrestleMania this year. Unreal. That's when you know that's the level of value they have in the mid card and the IC title. They wouldn't even have it defended on a pay-per-view for a year, and they wouldn't even book it at WrestleMania this year. And it isn't even booked for Backlash as well. Oh.
That is unreal, man. It's absolutely unreal. That is
really, really sad.
It is. It is fucking sad. And again, they could actually have a great fucking show if they actually booked their talent correctly. And the brand split, book the talent correctly, and you could get a pretty fucking decent show. But of course, that's never going to happen. Why? Because they don't give a shit. They are contracted to all of these big promotions. They got the Saudi deal. They got USA deal. They got the Fox deal. They got the Peacock deal. It's equivalent to gym class. All they need to do is show up. Doesn't matter if they do poor or well. All they got to do is show up. It's pathetic. But we're Madcap Moss across the board here.
Yeah, he's winning.
Black Great Khali. The Black Great Khali versus Bobby Lashley. Another rematch from WrestleMania, which was undoubtedly the worst match at WrestleMania. I know, Adam. I know. I don't want to fucking talk about it either. I get it. I don't want to talk about it either. But unfortunately, this is a fucking match on the show. Listen to this. You fire, in the last 2 years, these individuals, they fired Matt Cardona, they fired Gallows and Anderson, they fired Miro, Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, and Aleister Black, and Buddy Murphy, and they fired Dexter Lumis, and they fired Bronson Reed, Bobby Fish. They let Adam Cole go. They let Bryan Danielson go. They didn't even attempt to sign CM Punk. They fired Ruby Soho. They fired Tegan Knox. They fired Dakota Kai. They fired Malcolm Bivens. They fired Kyle O'Reilly. They fired and they released. They let all of these people go, or they let them walk. But yet somehow, some way, someone backstage thinks Omos actually has value. Someone backstage is retarded enough to actually think Omos is going to add any value to WWE television. Meanwhile, he hasn't done jack shit. Is that right? I know. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. I hope to God this match lasts as quickly as possible. This is going to be absolutely horrendous. And unfortunately, I am actually dreading what's going to happen the next time, because I actually believe that this is not going to be over after WrestleMania. I honestly believe that fucking Omos is going to win. I actually believe that Omos is going to win. He's going to have to at this rate. Omos is going to have to win. If Omos doesn't win, then that's it. No more of this shit. But I swear to God, just because I know that they're fucking lazy and they don't do jack shit, to make their shows interesting, for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, I think Omos is going to win, and I am fucking dreading that we could get these two inside Hell in a Cell. I don't fucking know. I am scared, man. I am fucking terrified that we could be on the verge of a Hell in a Cell match that was worse than Seth Rollins and The Fiend all the way back in 2019, if you remember that. I am dreading it. I really am. Unfortunately, that's where I think that they're headed. Omos is going to win. Bobby Lashley is going to look like a fool. He's going to look like a chump. And we could be looking at Bobby Lashley and Omos inside Hell in a Cell. God save our souls. God help us, dude. I swear to God. Do you even want to comment on this?
I actually want to comment. You do realize, I think everybody knows how WWE is trying to build up the mighty Giant Gonzalez 2.0 on WWE television. They want to make him this unstoppable, unbeatable monster, 7'3" giant, unbeatable monster. But it's not working. Like, how is he supposed to be? Like, you want to build this guy as a monster, and it's not working. Meanwhile, he just lost clean at WrestleMania. Like, this is the other thing that I don't understand. You want to build Omos as a unbeatable monster, an unbeatable giant, yet he was taken off his feet and was beaten clean by Bobby Lashley in front of 70,000 people at WrestleMania. And yet you want to continue this? Like, why is this continuing? Like, what good is coming out of this? Like, there's nothing good about this.
Nothing.
And yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you in this scenario here. I could see them giving Omos the win. I mean, knowing this company, they will, and they will continue this feud following Backlash. Like nothing's good about this feud. Like, and there's another thing. Like, why are Bobby Lashley and MVP split up? This is the other worst thing. Exactly. This is the other worst thing about this feud is that you split it. You have Bobby Lashley and MVP, a perfect manager / wrestler combo. They looked great together, and MVP managed Lashley to be WWE champion and win in his title defense at WrestleMania against Smackdown. I get a fairly decent run as champion. Like, you take something that isn't broken, you get a perfect 1-2 combo with Lashley and MVP. You split MVP from Lashley, and you put him against somebody that is not progressing at all in Omos.
He's regressing, actually. He's getting worse.
Yeah, he's not progressing whatsoever, is Omos. And yeah, you want to put MVP with Omos because Omos isn't getting better. But on the flip side, you basically destroyed a perfect duo with Lashley and MVP.
Lashley is not going to do anything without MVP. Seriously.
Yeah.
Heel is lost, dude.
Yeah. They broke something that wasn't broken. They fixed something that isn't broken whatsoever.
They broke something that was already fixed. They broke it. They rebroke it. They fixed Lashley and then they rebroke him.
Yeah.
It's like if I was to take this table and it was broken, if I was to fix this table, that would be equivalent to me saying, okay, I'm going to take this sledgehammer and I'm going to hit the table, and the table would be broken again. You fix something and then you just rebroke it.
Yeah, that's what they did with Lashley and MVP. And they put MVP with Omos because Omos isn't getting over whatsoever. And he's only going to get worse from here on out. And I want to put MVP just to salvage the act. Just to salvage the guy.
The act is already dead.
Oh my God. Yeah, they want to find any redeeming qualities about Omos. That's why they put MVP with him. And before that as well, this wasn't actually the original plan. MVP wasn't actually originally planned to be Omos. It was going to be Malcolm Bivens. It was going to be Malcolm Bivens. Before he told this company to go fuck off and not extend his contract.
Terrible.
Oh my God.
I'm going to say it right now. I prefer Satnam Singh to Omos. At least Satnam Singh's actually being booked in the right role.
Yeah.
At least Satnam Singh is a little bit more nimble. He can actually move around better than Omos. I've seen him move. He moved around a lot better than Omos. And He's playing the right role of a bodyguard for Jay Lethal while Jay Lethal is in the ring winning matches. With Sanjay Dutt on the outside and as his manager and Satnam Singh as his bodyguard. That's a perfect combo right there. Jay Lethal is the in-ring wrestler, Sanjay Dutt is the brains, and Satnam Singh is the big muscle bodyguard. Perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I prefer Satnam. I take Satnam Singh over Omos any day.
Yeah.
Terrible, but you got Omos as well?
Yeah, I gotta go with Omos, sadly. It's gonna continue. I have a feeling it will. Omos is gonna win, and Lashley's gonna come close on winning. MVP is gonna interfere. Lashley's gonna look like a fool, and then Omos just takes advantage and gets the win. And we're gonna get a third match between them at Hell in a Cell. That's it.
We're halfway through the matches. Once again, I want to thank everyone for joining the stream. I want to thank everyone for their constant support. DD, Furious Nation, Adam Carl, thank you again for being on the show. Once again, I greatly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to talk professional wrestling with me. And we got the last 3 matches on the show, which if the last 3 matches on the show are booked correctly, they could be decent matches, but holy shit, the storyline with these last 3 matches, they're very, very weak. They're either weak or they're just flat out horrible and nonsensical. First of all, let's talk about the best one out of these last 3. Styles and Edge. AJ Styles versus Edge. This is a rematch from WrestleMania. This is actually the right way to go about a rematch. I have no problem with this match taking place at all. And the reason why is because this feud, I knew for a fact, wasn't going to end after one match. This was not going to end after one match because of what happened with Damian Priest. Now that Finn Balor is a part of it, we could very well get a great tag team match out of it, which I'm very much looking forward to. That should be great. But as far as this match goes, the match and the in-ring wrestling should be great, but the problem that I have, it's just the fact that the fact that the storyline, similar to Cody and how Cody's been portrayed, the storyline's been a little too tame. It's been a little too tame. I don't know what it is, but there needs to be something that gives this feud a shot of adrenaline sooner rather than later. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel like it's at the level where it should be. It just doesn't. Now, Edge and Styles are going to put on a great in-ring wrestling match. The match that they had at WrestleMania was very good. They put on a very good pro wrestling. It was a great pro wrestling match. That match embodied professional wrestling. They told a great story. They had a lot of great spots. They meshed well together. They did a very good job in that match. It was a nice, pure wrestling match. Now, that could very well be trumped by what they're doing here. I think that this match could very well be better than what they did at WrestleMania. We'll see what happens, but I believe Styles is going to win here. And I do believe Styles is going to take the win here simply because of the fact that I do believe that they're building towards a tag team match. They're going to build towards the tag team match at Hell in a Cell with Edge, Priest, Styles, and Balor. And I do believe that, unfortunately, that's going to be the last stand for Finn Balor. I don't know what it is, but I don't even believe that we're going to get the 6-man tag team match that some people are calling, myself included. I predicted that at some point we're going to get a 6-man tag team match with Edge, Ciampa, and Priest versus AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Mustafa Ali. But unfortunately, I don't even think we're going to get to that because once we get this tag team match between Balor, Styles, Edge, and Priest, which I believe is taking place at Hell in a Cell, Judgment Day is going to get the win simply because Finn Balor is there to take the pin. And if Finn Balor is there to take the pin, that could only mean that this is his last stand. This is it. It's over for Finn Balor. He's going to get that call from John Laurinaitis, and he's going to find himself future endeavored, unfortunately. I don't want it to happen. I don't. But unfortunately, that's where I see this heading. Now, the match could very well be this and Cody and Rollins. Literally, the only 2 matches even worth investing your time in. I think that this could be a very good wrestling match, and I'm going with Styles to win, especially since he got the upper hand, and now Priest is banned from ringside. The only way that Edge could possibly win would be if Ciampa ends up joining. Now, I don't think they're going to do it here. They could, but I don't think Ciampa's going to join here. Now, if he does, then I see Edge winning the match, courtesy of Tommaso Ciampa causing a distraction and fucking over Styles, because again, Priest is banned from ringside. Ciampa, he could be a part of Judgment Day, but no one could know. They could do that. They could pull a swerve like that, which I'm actually interested in. We'll see how that happens. We'll see what happens there, and we'll see how that unfolds. But I'm still going with AJ Styles. I'm going with AJ Styles, and I got AJ Styles to take the win here over Edge. And I do believe Styles and Edge, they're going to have yet another match, this time in a tag team form at Hell in a Cell. I don't know if that's going to be the end of it. I would much rather see Edge and Styles in Hell in a Cell by themselves, and we do that rather than the tag team match. I think the tag team match would be best suited for a Monday Night Raw. We'll see what happens there. But I got Styles here. Take the win over Edge. Adam Carl, let me hear you.
Yeah, AJ and the program with Edge, Judgment Day. I mean, like, I'm not gonna hate it completely. I mean, they're trying. Like, I'll give them that. They are trying their best.
I don't hate it either.
Yeah, they're trying their best, but I mean, I can't feel it. I mean, they can do really better than what they're doing. I mean, I know it's not their fault. I mean, they're following a script after all, but with Vince, Bruce, all these people. Well, I mean, they can do better than just doing magic. And Damian Priest going out there pretending like he's the Undertaker of during matches and do magic at matches that did no contest because of this. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I'll go with AJ as well. I mean, his match at Mania with the Edge was pretty good. I mean, the fact that Damian Priest is working with Edge is, I mean, it's good for him. I mean, he really needed it. We could get a tag team match out of it as well at Hell in a Cell, but I mean, I'm just not feeling the program really. I mean, they can really do better. I mean, the fact that it took them this long to put Finn Balor in something that at least is going to be meaningful after 9 months. You know how sad is that as well? Like, you got Finn Balor on your roster. You know, Finn Balor coming off a career rejuvenation in NXT as the NXT champion, and then he does nothing on the main roster for the first 9 months. I mean, for crying out loud, like, he's losing because of a turnbuckle exploded and it hit his nuts in a match against Roman Reigns. Yeah, exactly. That happened at a pay-per-view, really.
Yeah, I would like to forget about that.
Yeah. And you have Balor all year, booked like a fucking jobber. He wasn't at the Royal Rumble this year. I mean, looking back, actually, it ended up being a good thing because you know how that ended up. You know how the Royal Rumble match ended up being. He wins the U.S. title. He does nothing with the belt. He loses. Like, this is what I searched. Finn Balor lost around 85% of his matches as United States champion. He wasn't at WrestleMania's card. Yeah, that's how much value they see in him, that they won't even put him in WrestleMania's card. Yet they would put Omos in there. He loses the title to Theory. Like, he does nothing. And now all of a sudden, they're now using him. Like, I mean, I'm happy that he's getting used with AJ. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, that's a program I would like to see. Balor and Styles, Balor vs. Edge. That could give Monday Night Raw something interesting.
Yes.
But like how sad is it? Like, it took him 9 months to do something with Finn Balor when it could have been using him. Now you're putting him with AJ, against Edge and Styles because you know Balor and Styles, they were the leaders of Bullet Club in Japan, New Japan, and you're putting Balor with Styles just because you have nothing for Balor. They pretty much have nothing for Finn Balor on Monday Night Raw. Now they're putting him with AJ just to give him a spot on the card because everybody is upset. Everybody's so upset with the way Finn Balor is being used on Raw that now they are putting him now with AJ, just to put him on television, just to give him something to do on the show.
Welcome to WWE, man. Unfortunately, that's what we live in.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with AJ. Yeah. I mean, I could see them do a tag team match: Styles, Balor against Priest and Edge. I mean, that could be pretty good. I mean, if booked right, it could be pretty good. And a pretty good tag team match at that. Yeah. So yeah, but I'm going with AJ. Yeah, I'm going with AJ.
I know you don't want to talk about her, but yeah, Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey, they have this I Quit match going on for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Which, by the way, I don't even need to say it. Everybody knows what to do. Message away. Send it in the chat. There you go. DJ Sums just sent it in the chat. Just send it off in the chat. Do what you need to do. Anyway, dude, I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. I honestly do not give a fuck. I don't. So at the end of this, listen, if it's an I Quit match, I think that these two could definitely put on a better match than they put on at WrestleMania. But again, I just don't give a shit. No one gives a shit. No one gives a fuck. Seriously. I'm just going with Ronda on this one. And the reason why I say that, because there's no way that Ronda's losing an I Quit match. There's no way that Ronda's losing an I Quit match. No way.
Oh,
it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Ronda Rousey is back for another title reign. There's no way that you brought Ronda Rousey back and she's not going to win a championship. Charlotte just barely fucking escaped because you have to give Charlotte what she wants, a match with Rousey, and they didn't even get the WrestleMania main event, which I love, which I absolutely love. And now you got the second match, I Quit match. Unfortunately, I think they could very well put this fucking feud inside on. We could very well be looking at fucking 5 Hell in a Cell matches.
We did 5 Hell in a Cell matches last year. I mean, did they do that last year? 5 Hell in a Cell matches.
They did
four of them. Four of them.
No, they did 3.
Yeah, 3. I mean, 3 of them took place, and I think 4.
No. 5. Two of them took place at Hell in a Cell. One of them took place on SmackDown, and one of them took place on Monday Night Raw. So we got 4 in a row across the span of 4 days.
Yeah, 4 Hell in a Cell matches in the same weekend. Yeah. You want to devalue the Hell in a Cell structure more? That's what you do. That is awful. For a concept that actually used to feel special back in the day, when it first came, and you had these cell matches in the Ruthless Aggression era, and you had Triple H and The Undertaker at WrestleMania just 10 years ago, and now it's just another concept, just another match, but it's a joke.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like I said, this promo and this entire feud has been undoubtedly one of the worst feuds, if not the worst feud of the modern era. Legitimately, this may be the worst women's feud of the entire modern era since they ended the Divas era. But even then, the Divas era still hasn't ended, because ever since they retired the butterfly belt and the meaning diva, all they've done is either push divas or they've pushed people like Charlotte Flair because of their name. That's it. It's pretty much the Divas era, unless your name is Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, or Bianca Belair. It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible. It's a spit in the face. It's a legit spit in the face towards everyone that works in the women's division. But yet, Becky Lynch wants to come out and say that the women's division in WWE is better than the women's division in AEW. Becky Lynch, I don't know what the fuck, I don't know who gave you a fucking bottle of retard pills, but babe, you need to scale the fuck back. You need to scale the fuck back and sit the fuck down. I don't give a shit about this match. I don't think anyone gives a shit about this match. They're just looking for this feud to be over. Unfortunately, regardless of who wins here, I don't even think it's going to be over. But I'm going to go with Ronda Rousey. And if Ronda is going to be the champion, if you want to salvage Ronda, turn her heel and put her up against Bianca Belair at SummerSlam for both titles and unify the fucking titles and the divisions. Simple as that.
I mean, where do I get started with this, really? Really want to do it. Where do I get started with this? Oh, my God. Where do I get started? This feud, oh, my God. Like, what could I say that hasn't already been said? This is, like, this feud. You got an android, and you got someone with a snake haircut. But feuding over a women's title, and legitimately, who finds enjoyment in this? Like this is your these are the two women you're building your SmackDown Women's division around. You got a champion, yeah, right, hasn't defended the title in like 6 months, barely defends it on a pay-per-view, and the only title defense for WrestleMania, she defends it on an episode of SmackDown against Naomi, which ended up being a good match, and Naomi was the most over woman in that match, mind you. Yeah, and you got another woman that was a mother just 4 months before the Royal Rumble, and you know what? He comes back and is like in the top 2 worst acts on WWE television with the same woman who she's feuding with. And this is what I want to laugh about. You know, they want to bring Ronda Rousey. They want to bring back they want to bring back Ronda Rousey for a match against Charlotte because they couldn't do it at WrestleMania 35. Oh my God! And you know what's funny? You know what they saw at WrestleMania? You know their WrestleMania match is so bad that The Miz has a better match than Ronda and Charlotte. The Miz. The Miz. And I'm not even his biggest fan. But even The Miz had a better match at WrestleMania than Charlotte Ronda. At least the program with him and Logan Paul and the Mysterios wasn't actually that bad. And they did their best. And the match was actually fun at WrestleMania. Ronda and Charlotte, what is so good about this feud? What is so redeeming about Ronda Rousey and Charlotte feuding over the Women's Championship? Zero. You know as well. You know their feud is also so bad when also Johnny Knoxville has a better WrestleMania match with Sami Zayn and Ronda and Charlotte. And these two were in one of the marquee matches. Their feud is so bad that Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre was better than them. I've had a better match than both these women at WrestleMania. And it's so bad that the women's tag team title match that happened at WrestleMania was better than the SmackDown women's title match at WrestleMania. My God. And it's also sad when Steve Austin, who's 57 years old, main evented over them. And Charlotte politicked to get the feud, politicked to get the main event, only for Steve Austin to come in and main events against Kevin Owens. And you know what's funny about this? And the whole purpose about Ronda returning. They want to bring back Ronda for the Royal Rumble, and they treat everyone in the Rumble match like shit. They want to bring back all these divas, all the legends, and they don't even last long in the Royal Rumble, the worst women's Royal Rumble of all, the women's Royal Rumble match of all time. Yep. They want to bring back Ronda at number 30, number 28, number 30. No difference. So they bring her back, win the Royal Rumble. And you know what's funny? She wins the Rumble. The whole purpose was her to win the title, right? The whole purpose of her is winning the SmackDown Women's Championship. The funny part about it, she wins the Royal Rumble, and she doesn't even win at WrestleMania. She doesn't even win at WrestleMania, which should have been the whole purpose. The whole purpose of her being back, Ronda being back, was to win at WrestleMania. And instead, the match is so awful. Crowd is dead. And when they were alive, they booed both women out of the building. Ronda looks like a fucking idiot. She has the match won. Referee's knocked out. Ronda does the armbar, I believe. Or gets the pin. I don't even care. That's how bad their Mania match was.
She got an armbar.
And she has the armbar. She has the match on. What she doesn't realize that the referee is fucking knocked out. She looks at him like a fucking retard and loses. And even then, what if? Ask yourself one question: will you care if she wins at Backlash?
No.
Who's gonna care if she wins at Backlash? Who's gonna care if Charlotte retains at Backlash? They're gonna continue this feud until Hell in a Cell. I could see them do a screwy finish with Charlotte locking in the figure 4 or does the armbar. The referee just rings the bell and we get the recreation of the Montreal screw job, watered down at that. They're gonna do a recreation of the fucking Montreal screw job, and Ronda's gonna be so pissed off that they're gonna do another match between them. It's a Hell in a Cell, and this time this is where they're gonna have Ronda win the championship. But who cares at that rate? The whole purpose of Ronda being back was to win at WrestleMania, not lose at WrestleMania, and then win on a show that is named after WrestleMania. But who cares at that rate? This feud is awful. Nobody's looked good at this. The match radio was awful. And what else? Their programs have been awful. The promos have been awful. The brawls between them have been awful. Everyone, the people that have been in any segment or any match against both of these women have looked terrible. I mean, just ask Aaliyah just recently on SmackDown. Ask Shotzi Blackheart.
Your prediction, please.
It's just it's so awful. Like imagine putting literally imagine having this feud as the women's title match when you got Sasha Banks and Naomi, right, on your SmackDown roster, and they should be feuding for the women's championship. Oh my God! Oh, it's a joke. Oh my God! Oh.
Prediction.
Yeah, prediction. I don't even care. I don't even care. Oh my God! They could go either way. I won't be surprised who wins at this. I don't even care. If I have to go with, I'm gonna go with Ronda. I think Ronda's gonna win, but at the same time, I won't be surprised if they have Charlotte win and have Charlotte with a screwy finish. With Ronda losing, but without saying I quit, and they continue with this, and we get even worse segments between them.
Well, we'll see what happens there, but I got Ronda.
I'm gonna go with Ronda. Yeah, Ronda's gonna win. Oh my God.
Main event, which should not even be the main event. Roman Reigns and the Usos versus Drew McIntyre and RK-Bro. Let me remind everyone, Fox has made it very clear that they want separate rosters and brand exclusive talent. So let me ask you a question. Again, I'm going to reiterate the same question. If that was the case, and you're doing a WWE draft at the end of the year, towards September, October, right? If that was going to be the case, why exactly did we go through all the bullshit with Roman Reigns and Lesnar, with Lesnar winning the Rumble, Lesnar winning the title, Roman Reigns winning 2 titles, and then Roman wanting the Usos and RK-Bro to unify the titles at WrestleMania Backlash? Why were you going to go forth with all of that if the end goal was never to end the brand split? You wasted all of our times. And Fox clearly now is the problem. Now, WWE, what they could do, they could grow a pair of fucking balls and say, listen, Fox, you need to step back because you don't know what is best for the fucking brand. It's either that or I don't know how long the Fox deal is. I'm not sure how long it's supposed to last. I believe it may be 3 years. It may be ending towards the end of October. If that's the case, WWE needs to get SmackDown off of Fox, put it back on the USA Network, and end the fucking brand split. We do not need this anymore. The brand split, I don't care who does it. I don't care where it is done. I don't care how it is done. The brand split needs to end effective immediately. This match, it's not even suited for a fucking house show. Should have been the Usos and RK-Bro. But thanks to fucking Fox, they don't know jack shit about what they're doing with the wrestling promotion. I don't even know how they could be happy with what they have. They want brand exclusive talent, yet the roster is completely fucking depleted. Their roster is thinner than a piece of paper. Their roster is thinner than a piece of paper. And they're worried about brand exclusivity when it comes to talent. That goes to show you they don't know jack shit. We need someone to step in and either talk these networks down to size and get them in shape, make them fall in line, or we need to get SmackDown off of Fox. The brand split cannot continue. The longer that the brand split goes on, the worse the shows become. It is downright unbearable. It's unbearable. And what's going to happen here? Simple. Drew McIntyre and RK-Bro are going to come out victorious simply because of the fact that they're looking to build towards Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. I don't mind the fact that they're doing Drew and Roman now because it's either Drew and Roman fight for the title now or it's never going to happen simply because of the fact that Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns should be the main event of SummerSlam, and that's when Cody should win the title. If you want a big-time match for Clash at the Castle, what you can do You can do Cody versus McIntyre, and then you could do Roman versus Gunther or Walter, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Those could be your top 2 matches to sell WWE Clash at the Castle, which, by the way, is a terrible fucking name. Really terrible fucking name. But that right there should be the ultimate that right there should be the ultimate end goal. And those 2 matches could easily sell Principality Stadium. As far as this match goes, listen, is it going to be a decent match? Yeah, it'll be a decent match. It'll be a decent match, no problem. The talent in the match is great. It will be just fine. But the problem that I have is the fact that they advertised a title unification match only to scrap it. If this was supposedly the plan, then there should never have been an advertisement for a title unification match. If your goal was not to end the brand split, why the fuck is Roman Reigns holding both titles? You have essentially taken a world title away from Raw. Roman Reigns is essentially Brock Lesnar 2.0, holding the title hostage away from Raw, and he's holding both titles just because. He's holding both titles just for the simple fact that, oh, he's Roman Reigns. You can't fucking do that. If your goal was not to end the brand split, you should have kept the 2 world titles on the separate brands, and there shouldn't have been an issue. I don't fucking understand why we still have a brand split. It makes no fucking sense. Clash at the Castle, that's taking place in September. You want 2 big matches? Roman and Gunther, and Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes for the World Championship. We should not, and I'm telling you, we should not be going into Clash at the Castle with Roman Reigns still as the World Champion. Now we're probably going to get 2 matches with Roman and Drew at Hell in a Cell and at Money in the Bank, ultimately to end up with Cody versus Roman at SummerSlam. This should honestly be 2 separate matches. It should have been Roman Reigns and Shinsuke Nakamura and the Usos and RKBro. That would have made the show just a little bit better. That would have made the show just a tiny bit better. They didn't do that. Why? Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Now what's going to happen with Nakamura? What's going to happen now? I don't fucking know. I'm going with Drew McIntyre and RK-Bro only because Drew is going to need some momentum going into his inevitable match with Roman Reigns. And I think he's going to pin one of the Usos because no titles are on the line. Realistically, if you were going to do this match, it should have been winners take all. Should have been winners take all. That should have been the match. All 3 titles should have been on the line. Raw Tag Team titles, SmackDown Tag Team titles, WWE and Universal Championship. Winners take all should have all been on the line. But it wasn't. Why? Because WWE don't know what the fuck they're doing. I'm going with Drew McIntyre and RK-Bro here. Last match, Adam. Let me hear it.
I mean, this match, it is just, it has the same issues as this whole pay-per-view. Like, it doesn't even make sense. This match, this match shouldn't even be on the pay-per-view. Like 4 out of the 6, minus Cody and for Seth and AJ and Edge. If you take these matches out, you got 4 matches that you would see on Monday Night Raw. Like this whole pay-per-view, this is Monday Night Raw / SmackDown that is being advertised as a fucking pay-per-view. The build is not existent. Nobody realizes that this show is happening tonight. Majority of them don't even know that the show's happening tonight. The build is lackluster. This is a show. This is Monday Night Raw / SmackDown that you're gonna have to pay like $9.99 for on Peacock.
$4.99.
Yeah, $4.99 on Peacock. And as well, well, you took the words out of my mouth, but I gotta say this: Fox, they want a brand, they want exclusive brands, right? Yeah, they want exclusive brands. Well, if that is the case, why did Austin Theory show up on the SmackDown before WrestleMania, beating Ricochet? And he's a Raw guy. They want exclusive roster. Yet Big E was WWE champion, and he was showing up on SmackDown despite being a part of Monday Night Raw. We have Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins appearing on SmackDown, and they were Raw guys. Seth Rollins, a Raw guy, challenging for the Universal title at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, they want exclusive roster. Yeah, as if that's gonna work. Yeah, and this creates a bigger problem as well. This creates a bigger issue with the main event scene. You got Roman Reigns as double champion, and he literally has no other challengers. Like, he basically has no challengers. Like, Cody, like, you can do Cody and Roman, but you can't do it right now. You gotta save this for SummerSlam. Look how would have Cody win Money in the Bank and cash in advance against Roman at SummerSlam. Drew McIntyre is literally the only guy. Well, maybe Gunther as well. There are two other guys that can challenge Roman for the championship. You take them out like there's nobody. You can do Owens versus
Roman at SummerSlam.
Yeah, you could do Owens versus Roman, but we've seen it already. I mean, nothing against. I would like to see it again, but we've seen it already. Balor is supposed to be treated like a jobber. We've seen him versus Roman. You can do AJ versus Roman for the WWE Championship before SummerSlam. You can the outside of that, there's nobody. And this is the other issue. How much can Roman take at this rate? You're building SmackDown way too much on him. You've been building Monday Night Raw heavily on him. To the point where there's nobody else that can beat him for the championship outside of Cody and Drew if you want to. And there's the other thing. You see the recent live event as well. He cut a promo at a recent live event.
Yes.
Saying that he's a new face in life and he doesn't know if he'll be back there. He's foreshadowing something. He's foreshadowing what we all know he's foreshadowing. Yes. And this creates a bigger problem as well. This creates also a bigger problem because when he's gone, because he's going to be in Hollywood eventually. He's going to end up being in Hollywood with Dwayne. This creates a bigger problem. When he's going to lose both titles, he's going to get the main event match surely next year, Mania 39 with The Rock. And after that, he's done as a full-time guy. And who do you got on the roster to replace Roman after that?
Nobody.
That's the other problem. Who do you got on the roster that is going to take his spot as the top guy?
Theory could do it, but he's not ready yet. You can't rush Austin Theory.
They could do Braun Breaker. I like the guy.
He's not ready yet.
He can
be here down there in NXT. Braun Breaker, if he gets called up to the main roster too soon, we're looking at another Roman Reigns 2015 incident.
Well, Braun Breaker. I could see him being the guy. He looks like a guy that could be a top guy, but you can't bring him up early. If anything, I would save his call up for next year's Royal Rumble. Have him be in the Royal Rumble match, or call him up after SummerSlam, and then slowly build him up naturally and organically. You got Austin Theory, but you're not going to put him in the main event early. Edge is not going to be around for a very long time. Brock Lesnar's not going to be around for a very long time. Triple H is retired. Undertaker is retired. Goldberg doesn't have a contract. Because you don't have too many legends at this rate to bring back. Just to pop a rating. Austin's retired. Rock has one match and that's it. Who do you have on the roster that's going to replace Roman as the top guy? And as well, the show, it's meaning on paper, they could shock us. They could shock the Backlash could end up being a decent show from an in-ring wise. It could end up being a decent show and surprise us, but who cares about the pay-per-view? Given the fact that it's non-existent, that the build has been non-existent following WrestleMania. You would do WrestleMania. You have 4 weeks of build, and you do nothing with the pay-per-view. With Backlash. Listen to this. You have Sheamus, Pete Dunne, Ricochet, Austin Theory, Finn Balor, and who else on the card? Asuka, Bianca Belair, Sonya Deville, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, and Sasha, Shayna Baszler, Naomi. You have all these people. None of them are on the show. None of them are on the card. Just at least make it a good card. We're getting a women's tag team title match on SmackDown this Friday. You can't put that on the Backlash card. Who cares about the women's tag team titles? Anyways, they're fucking irrelevant. They're about as irrelevant as the soda that I'm drinking here. My soda's more prestigious than the women's tag team titles, but you can't put that match. You can't put that tag team match on the card just to make it at least somewhat decent. You can't put Austin Theory in a title defense on the card against, let's say, who's on Monday Night Raw? You can put him against Apollo Crews. You can put him against Apollo Crews, for example. But you can't put You cannot put Bianca Belair versus Sonya Deville on Backlash just to give the show something.
No.
And you have, and like this whole pay-per-view is meaningless. You got 4 matches that you'd be lucky to see on Monday Night Raw. This is Monday Night Raw that is being promoted as a pay-per-view. Raw and SmackDown promoted as a pay-per-view outside of 2 matches. And 5 of them are rematches. And there's the last thing that I want to mention. You know, this pay-per-view is so meaningless. You know, this pay-per-view is so meaningless that there's only 1 title match on the card. And that happens to have the worst feud of the year.
Pathetic.
When last year's Backlash took place in the Thunderdome, and that was actually a pretty good show.
Pretty decent show.
Yeah, this was a good show with, they got the triple threat WWE title match, Lashley, McIntyre, and Strowman. The Universal title
match. That was a very good match.
Cesaro and Roman Reigns had a pretty good main event for the Universal Championship. The SmackDown Tag Team title match was also good with Ziggler and Rude against the Mysterios, Ray and Eddie's son, Dominic. Yeah, Eddie's son.
Bailey had a pretty damn good match.
Yeah, for the SmackDown Women's title, yeah. You got the Raw Women's title match between Rhea, Asuka, and Charlotte. That was also a pretty good one. Like, the only downer on the show, the only thing that was bad about last year's show was the fact that we had zombies being lumberjacks for the Miz and John.
Let's not bring that up.
Yeah, for the Miz and Damian Priest. And you got like 20 grown men dressed up as zombies and a feud that basically nobody wanted to see anymore. But other than that, there was a pretty good show last year with a bunch of title matches, a bunch of good matches. This year, there's only 1 title match, and 5 matches that you see are rematches. 2 of them, Cody and Seth and AJ and Edge, make sense to be on the card. And outside of these matches, you got 4 matches that is basically Monday that makes the show Raw and SmackDown light. It's Raw and SmackDown that you have to promote on as a pay-per-view.
Let me get your prediction. What's your prediction for the main event?
Yeah, but that's all. That's all I gotta say about the whole show itself. But if I had to go with a prediction, I gotta go with Drew and RK-Bro. Drew and RK-Bro are gonna win, and one of the Usos are gonna be pinned as usual. Champs are chumps.
Welcome to WWE, people. But that wraps up this edition of the rundown. That wraps up this edition of the rundown. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who decided to come on in and join and stick around and talk about wrestling. I greatly appreciate all of you. Furious Nation, Danielle Wolf, DJ Sums, DD, Adam Carl, thank you again for coming on. One last time, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at Adam Carl 2005 at Twitter and Instagram, and you can add me on Facebook.
All of those links are in the description. Check out all the links in the description for me as well. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on all platforms, social media. I will be tweeting live for WrestleMania Backlash tonight. I hope to see you there. Once again, everyone, thank you for all the support. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms. He's Adam Carl. And this has been The Rundown. And I will catch you live tonight for WrestleMania Backlash. And remember, who runs the IWC? Who but DJ motherfucking Storms? I'll catch y'all later.